If you can pay close attention and observe, you will get to realize that out of all the black people across the world, black people in America are the only ones who are constantly complacent about racism. And in most cases, it's just an exaggeration. They are overreacting because now we are living in the modern times. We are no longer living in the ancient times. And I know that this is such a sensitive topic, and trust me, I don't want to scratch that wound. But what I'm implying by this is that we don't have to dwell in the past because sometimes the past has a terrible tendency of ruining the present. And it's essential for us to avoid that by all costs. Because if you can closely observe, you'll get to realize that there's no division amongst us. The division that there is the division that we create ourselves in our minds. It's just an illusion of what happened in the past, but that doesn't make it real. This thing of oppression and, who's superior than another has long gone. But the problem is that black people in America are the ones that are hyping it up. And now, slowly but surely, this thing is turning into a distraction simply because that's where we navigate our attention span towards. And this thing is creating an unnecessary drama and unnecessary tension between us. And sadly enough, the more we give into it, the more we make things extremely inconvenient for ourselves. Whereas we can all just be humans and live together as one. It's as simple as that. This thing is not rocket science, it's not difficult. The term racism is just a foolish idea. In fact, it's a fallacy that was created, to, cause division amongst us, to believe or be convinced that, the other group is more different than ours. The other group is less intelligent, than us. The other group is, less superior than us. But in actual reality, there's no such thing. There are no groups or race. I mean, if you can look at this whole racism concept logically, you will get to find out how stupid and insidious it really is. And yes, I can attest that maybe back in the ancient times, education was not their number one priority. And that's precisely one of the reasons why they all failed to realize how stupid and insidious that idea was. But now, ladies and gentlemen, we are too educated. We are too intelligent to entertain that stupidity just because that white guy said something, racist, and now we conceptualize all whites as racist. Do you see how insidious that really is? Constantly boxing people up, constantly, judging and pointing fingers at each other over that one person's behavior. Do you see how completely absurd that is? And please don't get me wrong, I'm not being biased, I'm not choosing sides, I'm just laying facts. I'm just trying to show some people, how much of a distraction this is. And if we can continue like this, we'll never grow as a country, and we'll forever remain stagnant. And I think now is the right time for us to do a mentality switch and educate ourselves so that we can look at things in a different perspective. If only we can do that, then we'll make things more convenient for us, and growth will be inevitable. And I want to end this video by saying the following, and I want you guys to ingrain this in your brains and make sure that it's cemented. The inconvenience, it is always caused by the lack of knowledge. Always remember that. Always keep that in mind. Thank you for watching. My name is Johannes. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. See you next time. Cheers.